So when exactly they started, it's hard to tell because I was in tech for many years. I was an engineer
Mhm.
and I became an architect, and then I climbed the ladder and I was an executive. So I was always pushing myself to the limit. I thought that stress is good. It helps me to focus. I thought that sleep is for weak people. I don't need to sleep. I can work. I worked around the clock and I just didn't feel that something is going on. I ate healthy. I did physical activity on a regular basis. So I thought that I'm healthy, but I didn't notice that constipation is not good. I took laxative. Sounds reasonable for me. I didn't know that my body cannot get the rest because
Mhm.
I thought that it's okay because I can just push more work. I didn't really know that something is going on. I was the high achiever person, the type A personality. I didn't know that it's wrong until I noticed that my son, this is how everything started. That was my aha moment, that my son health, something is going on there. He was tired. He couldn't wake up in the morning. We took him to the doctors. The doctor said it's depression. They started to give him antidepressant. And I saw that something is going on. It's beyond depression. So this is where I started to push for more and more blood tests because they said everything looks normal. It's just depression. We just need to bump up the medication. And I intuitively felt something is wrong, something is beyond. And this is how I learned about functional medicine in general. This is how I got introduced to the FGN practice. And I learned that I should advocate for my son health. And this is how I learned also that something is wrong with me in the process. So I started for almost 5 years only for us, for the family. In his case, I learned that it was his thyroid that started to dysfunction. And I noticed that something is going on. And the doctor basically told me, yeah, he has antibodies. His thyroid doesn't function well, but he doesn't have Hashimoto yet. And I said, okay, so what do we need to do in order to prevent the Hashimoto? They said, oh, we will continue monitor. And at some point, we'll give him medication. And that was the answer. And I was like, what do you mean? What do we need to do in order to prevent that? There must be something that we can
Mhm.
do to prevent that. And I said, no, we don't do anything. We just wait until he will need synthetic hormones for his thyroid. And this is how I started to look into other areas. And this is where I started to understand that something is wrong even with my health. I knew what labs to ask for. I knew how to advocate for my health. I knew how to really push for what I need to do. And I learned so much about it through my personal story. And after 5 years of studying nutrition and FDN and really get to into everything, I decided to just quit the tech industry and open my own practice.